Alright, welcome to the last tutorial for this set. We've done a tremendous amount of work in this set of tutorials, but there are a couple of things I just want to clean up before we move on to the next set so that we're properly prepared for whatever we want to do next. Now, when you're in Bob's newly created room, it certainly seems like his desk code works properly. But when you go out to the neighbor's house, see, that's Bob's desk code. That's not the neighbor's code. So we've got to just clean up our desk code a little bit here. And I also want to actually work on kind of an aesthetic issue here. When you enter a Basic Kingdom room, if you look like down in this area, you'll see that the dialog container gets created. See it flashing, the yellow and black? I want to get rid of that so that it's a little bit more aesthetically smooth. And I want to set our inventory slots to word wrapping so that if an item is a little bit longer than, see for example the bowel obstructor, pretty long. If we wanted to add one more word here, it would just go off the screen, and we don't want that. So we want to set our word wrap here. And then finally we're going to change the order of our scenes in terms of how they pop up, so that we're basically going to just start in Bob's room, in the Basic Kingdom room. So all that may sound like a lot, but it's actually pretty simple. So let's go into the Kingdom Room Collisions code, and let's take care of that desk issue first. Alright, so the chest code is good. We spent a lot of time on that. With the desk code here, it's really more or less just about maneuvering a little bit here. Let's bring out these two bits of code. Okay, and I want to put dialog 0 first, and I'm going to steal the space key here, and I'm going to add a subcondition to each of these and paste it in. And I'm going to move this down here, and I'm going to copy and paste this. So it'll meet these criteria, and then when the space key is released, we're going to do these actions. So let's move these actions actually into the space key released event. And the last thing we want to do is, we don't have a condition here for the room number, which is why Bob's desk dialog is showing up in the neighbor's room. So let's copy this, the Kingdom Room current room code, and let's add it and change them to 0. For Bob's room, we'll copy that, add it down here. The rest of this, I believe, can stay the same. Let's run a check now. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Looks like Bob's room is working okay. Let's check the other ones here. There we go. Looks good. And how about this one over here? All right, good. So are you starting to notice that flickering that I was talking about? Okay, let's go ahead and let's take care of that. And there's actually a really easy way we're going to do this. Let's just go to our Basic Kingdom Room layout here and open up our layer and just hide these. Basically what's happening is they're showing up on the screen and then they're being hidden by the code, which is why you're seeing that flickering a little bit. So let's run a preview now that we've hidden the layers first, or automatically up front. And now watch this. See? That flickering is gone. So that's a good thing there. The next thing I want to do is the word wrapping for our slots. Let me get rid of this. So let's go to the inventory creation code here. And I'm going to add a new event here. And I'm going to go down here and click on text object. And we're going to go to style and wrapping. So slot 1, yes. And now let's copy and paste this 4 more times. And let's change this to 2, 3, come on, 4, and 5. And the last thing I want to do here is I want to also set the wrapping limit, like we did with the dialog container. This is to 330. I'm going to change this to 150. So let's go back into our text object area here and style, and let's go wrapping width. For slot 1, it's going to equal 150. So once it hits that 150 pixel, it'll put the next one on the next line. And let's copy and paste that. And change our slot numbers. Now, you might be thinking, well, okay, do we have to do this also in our chest inventory creation one? No, because remember, the software just sees slot 1 as the same object. So you don't have to do it there, but let me just show you sort of what I'm talking about here really quick. Let me change an item name. Let's change the name of, is this item here? Yeah, items, there we go. All right, so we've got the bowel obstructor here. We're going to call it bowel obstructor remover. Pretty long name, and the name of your item shouldn't be that long anyway. But let's just hit apply. And let's run a preview. See, it went over here. It knew it couldn't add the entirety of that next word, so it wrapped it and went to the next line. And if we go to Bob's inventory chest, you'll see it did the same thing over here too, because again, it just treats it as the same object. It's, you know, slot 2. That's it. So let's go ahead and let's do 2 more things and then we're done here. I actually want to zero out Bob's inventory and the inventory chest as well. Let's start as if we are beginning a brand new game. There it is. All right. 0. All right. Okay, so we've zeroed all of that out, and if you don't have Project Manager open, go ahead and open it up. The last thing I want to do is I want to move up our basic kingdom room here in the order. Right now this order says begin this game in the main room. Right? So if you're playing around with exporting the game, the game is going to start in the main room, and you don't want that anymore. We'll use this main room again at some point, just not now. So let's go ahead and let's move it down. Right? I think, oh, come on. Move up, or we can move up basic kingdom room. I suppose we could do that. Let's move that up, and let's move up the kingdom as well. Okay. I'm going to try exporting this game myself to itch, and then maybe I'll put a link in the description of this video as well, so you could play around with it. And nicely done. I mean, we did a lot of work, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what we do in our next set of tutorials in this.